Ever jumped in a pool and felt that weird squeeze in your ears?
Oh, yeah.
Well, imagine that sensation.
hmm
Amplified underwater with scuba gear.
Yeah.
Today's deep dive,
Okay.
your ears and the underwater world.
Okay.
We're going to break down exactly how your ears react to pressure changes
Okay.
on those awesome underwater adventures.
And trust me,
Yeah.
understanding this isn't just about avoiding some discomfort.
Right.
It's crucial for diving safely
Right.
and getting the most out of every dive.
Okay, so before we get to the how, let's talk about the what. We're dealing with our ears here.
Okay.
What's the anatomy lesson refresher?
Um, Picture your ear like a tunnel system.
Okay.
First, you've got the outer ear, the part you see,
Right.
channeling sound inward.
Mm-hmm.
Then comes the middle ear,
Okay.
little chamber with the eardrum acting like a sensitive door between the two sections.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, the inner ear.
Okay.
That's your body's sound processing center.
Yeah.
And balance HQ.
So 3 main sections.
Yes.
Where does pressure come into play?
Think about tiny air-filled chambers
Mm-hmm.
within your ears.
Okay.
Those spaces are highly sensitive to pressure changes,
Okay.
especially in the middle ear.
Like those little sealed containers of yogurt that pop when you open them after a flight.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
As you descend in water, the pressure increases,
Right.
and those air pockets feel the squeeze.
Okay, so what keeps our ears from imploding like a poorly packed suitcase?
Your body's got a built-in pressure regulator,
Okay.
the eustachian tube.
Okay.
This little tube connects your middle ear to the back of your throat,
Mm-hmm.
acting like a pressure release valve.
So when people talk about clearing their ears while diving,
Yes,
they're really talking about regulating the pressure in their middle ear.
you got it.
Okay.
And that popping sensation you feel,
Yeah.
that's your eustachian tube doing its job, equalizing the pressure between your middle ear and the outside world.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Now, this is where things can get tricky, right?
it can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happens if we don't equalize properly?
Yeah.
Especially while descending.
Imagine that yogurt container again.
Oh, no.
Too much pressure.
Oh.
Well, it's not pretty.
Right.
Not equalizing can lead to pain,
Right.
discomfort,
Mm-hmm.
and in severe cases, even damage to your eardrum.
Wow. Okay, that yogurt container analogy really paints a vivid picture.
Yeah.
Definitely don't want my eardrums going through that.
Right.
So how do we ensure those pressure valves are working smoothly on a dive?
That's where equalization techniques come in.
Okay.
You're essentially helping your eustachian tubes open up and do their job.
Like giving them a little nudge in the right direction.
Exactly. Now, most people are familiar with the Valsalva maneuver,
Okay.
pinching your nose and gently blowing.
Right.
It's like trying to exhale gently with your mouth and nose closed.
The classic clear your ears move.
Exactly.
Seems straightforward enough, but I've heard you have to be careful with this one.
Absolutely. It's the most intuitive, but also easy to misuse.
Right.
The key here is gentleness.
Okay.
Imagine using a water hose.
Yeah.
Too much pressure and things can burst.
Right.
It's the same with your ears.
Got it. Gentle and steady wins the race.
Yes,
But are there any other techniques we can use, maybe something even gentler than Valsalva?
definitely.
Oh,
Remember how yawning naturally opens up your eustachian tubes?
right.
Try that. Or even just swallowing.
Okay.
These actions engage those muscles in your throat,
Mm-hmm.
helping to equalize pressure more gently.
So pay attention to those natural bodily cues. I never thought about it, but yawning is like your body's built-in pressure regulator. What about jaw movements?
Uh-huh.
I've heard those can help too.
They can. Gently moving your jaw from side to side,
Okay.
or even mimicking a chewing motion can help activate those muscles around the eustachian tubes.
Okay.
It's all about finding what works best for your own anatomy.
It's like finding the perfect key for a lock. What works for one person might not work for another, right?
Exactly. It's all about personalizing your approach.
Okay.
And the key is to practice these techniques before you even hit the water.
Right.
That way you're not fumbling around with unfamiliar maneuvers at depth.
Practice makes perfect.
Yes.
Now we've covered descending. What about ascending?
Okay.
Is equalizing necessary when you're coming back up?
It's a common question, and thankfully things are a bit more straightforward on the way up.
Okay.
As the pressure around you decreases, the air trapped in your middle ear naturally escapes through the eustachian tubes.
So our ears have a built-in release valve for ascending. That's a relief.
Right.
No fancy maneuvers required.
Exactly. But there are exceptions.
Okay.
Think about those pesky colds we get.
Oh, yeah.
Congestion can block the eustachian tubes,
Mm-hmm.
making it difficult for that air to escape naturally as you ascend.
So that feeling of fullness or pressure in your ears after a flight, yeah, could that be from congestion messing with the natural equalization?
Precisely. And it's not just congestion.
Right.
Ascending too quickly can also be a problem. If you rocket to the surface, you're not giving your ears enough time to vent that expanding air.
Like a balloon expanding too fast and popping.
Yeah.
So even though ascending is generally easier on our ears, a slow and steady pace is still key.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And you know where I'm going with this.
Where are you going with this?
This is where having a good dive buddy is absolutely crucial.
Right, the trusty dive buddy.
Exactly.
More than just someone to take cool underwater selfies with.
Exactly. A good dive buddy isn't just watching out for sharks.
Right,
They're also turned into how you're feeling.
right,
They can remind you to equalize, especially during those critical descent phases.
right,
Plus, they'll help you maintain a safe ascent rate,
right.
making sure you're not rocketing to the surface like a runaway buoy.
It's like having an underwater wingman or wingwoman for
Yeah.
your ears. So we've covered the anatomy, the potential pitfalls, and the techniques. What's the biggest takeaway you want our listeners to remember about ear pressure and diving?
Listen to your body.
Okay.
Those little pops and clicks your ears make.
Yeah,
Those are signals
Right.
feeling any discomfort.
yeah,
Don't ignore it.
right.
Slow down your descent or ascent.
Okay,
Try those equalization techniques we talked about.
right.
Remember, your dive buddy is there to help, not judge. We've all been there.
It's all about awareness of your body, your equipment, and your surroundings.
Exactly. And here's something to think about.
Okay.
This whole pressure dynamic isn't just an underwater thing.
Okay.
It's happening all the time,
Yeah.
even when you're not donning a wetsuit.
Wait, you're telling me I'm experiencing the wonders of ear pressure on dry land too?
Think about it.
Okay.
Ever been driving up a mountain and felt that familiar ears needing to pop sensation?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Or on a plane during takeoff or landing?
It's like my ears are trying to send me a postcard from a different altitude.
That's your eustachian tubes working overtime, adjusting to those subtle air pressure changes.
Oh, wow.
It's the same principle as diving, just on a smaller scale.
Wow. I never realized how much was going on in my ears every single day.
It's pretty incredible. And the more you understand about how your ears react to pressure, the more you can tune into your body's signals and take care of those amazing sensory organs.
So, from the ocean depths to mountaintops, it's all connected.
It is.
Well, this has been an ear-opening deep dive into the world of ear pressure.
It has.
We've gone from basic anatomy to expert equalization tips,
Yes.
all with the goal of making your underwater explorations safer and more enjoyable.
Absolutely.
And to our listeners, until next time,
Yeah.
keep exploring, keep those ears happy.
Yes.
And remember, dive buddies are like fins, essential for navigating the underwater world.
Yeah.